Hey guys, welcome to today's video, and today I'm going to be predicting where everyone will come in this year's Premier League season. So, I've got the tier list here, let's get into it. So, the first team that I've got down as last, oh and by the way, just so you know, say it's like this, the team furthest to the right is the one who's going to be last in that area. So, the team that I've got in last place for this season, sadly, I've got Burnley. And this is just because when you get promoted, there's such a big gap between the Championship and Premier League teams. And I just don't see Burnley making the right transfers, or as many transfers as they can be. They've got Kyle Walker and they've got some others, but I just don't see them making much of a difference. I can see Kyle Walker playing well, but I don't know about the rest of them. So I've got Burnley last. And second last, I've got another newly promoted team, Leeds United. It's not going in. Excuse me, Leeds United, and I've got them in as second last, as 19th place, because again, I just don't see them making the transfers, enough transfers that will bridge the gap between Championship team and Premier League team. And then last place, I just don't see how it's going to work for them. I've got Brentford, because obviously not going in, because with Brentford, the thing is that I've got with Brentford is they've obviously lost their manager, they've lost Mbeumo, and I just don't see how losing, because their manager was great and Mbeumo was great, and they've also lost Norgard, so I just don't see how they can make themselves as great as they were last season with losing those players. So that's 20th to 18th. Now with 17th, I've gone for Sunderland. Now, I did think that the three relegated teams would be the three promoted teams until I saw what Sunderland have done, because they have done exactly what I wanted a team to do to stay up, which is make great transfers and make a lot of them. Spend all the money you can, because there is such a big difference between Championship and Premier League. And so far, that's what Sunderland have done. They've got Xhaka, and they've got some other great players, but especially Xhaka from Germany, from Leverkusen. What a player to get. The fact that they got him is just crazy. He's getting older, so they could get him for a cheaper price, but he's still a great player. So I do think that they'll stay up, but only just. Now, the next team that I've got 16th place, I've got Bournemouth. Now this is because, look, I just don't see them making enough transfers. I don't see them getting great players, and I just think they don't have Kirkes, and also I just don't see them doing enough. And I think other teams above them, well, that I've got above them, have done more this transfer window and will have better players for this next season. Now next, I've got another team who have lost a couple good players, and I just don't see how they can rebuild that, and I don't see them having done that, which is West Ham, because they really struggled last season, and then they lost Kudus to Tottenham, which really makes me wonder how they're going to go about this season. But I do not see them being below Bournemouth, Sunderland, Brentford, those teams, but I do see them struggling again. Now, the next team I've got down is another team who lost a significant player. This team, I was struggling whether to pick 14th or 15th, but I just snuck them above West Ham. It's Wolves, because they lost Cunha to Man United, and he was their best player, but they still got some good players. They still got a few good players, but I just don't see them replacing Cunha with a player as good. So I've got them as 14th. Now, for 13th, I've got Brighton. The reason why I've got Brighton 13th and not higher is I could have them higher, but for a team that wants to get Conference League or Europa League, I just don't see them making enough transfers. I see they haven't made enough great transfers to put themselves above the teams who have, because obviously there's teams that I haven't put on yet that are going to be higher up that have made those transfers, those great transfers that just Brighton haven't made. So that is 15th, 14th and 13th. Now for 12th, I have got Nottingham Forest. Now, the reason I've got Nottingham Forest is because I think last season I did not expect them to get so high. And I just have a feeling that with the team they've got, they lost Alanga, but they've still got Gibbs White. I feel like they shouldn't have Gibbs White, but still, they've got Gibbs White. But with Conference League, I don't know if they can keep up with what they were doing last season. I don't think they'll do horrible, but I think 12th is a good place for them. Now, 11th, this one was a difficult one to pick, but I've gone Everton. The reason why I've got an Everton is because I think they're not a bad team. They've got a great keeper, Pickford. I love Pickford. They've got some good defence, and they've also got an okay attack, but I think that they could have done more this transfer window. I feel like I could have put them lower, but I have faith in Everton. I think they're a good team, and I think they'll do well this season. Last season, the reason why they didn't do so great is because they drew so many matches, I think. But I think this season coming, I think they'll do better. And yeah, got them in 11th. Now in 10th, I have got Crystal Palace. No, sorry, 10th, I've got Crystal Palace. So the reason why I've put Crystal Palace in 10th is because they've obviously got Europa League. So I think they will struggle to keep up with Europe and Premier League. But obviously, still got a good team. Still, like, if Arsenal do get Eze though, I do feel like that could put them a bit lower. But for now, they've got Eze, they've got Mateta, they've got these great players. So I don't see how they would do horrible. But then I don't see how they'll do amazing since they've obviously got Europe and they're not used to having European football. Now next, I've got Tottenham in 9th. The reason why I've got Tottenham in 9th is because I'm not the best at predicting how teams would do with a new manager. I don't know how this is going to work out with Thomas Frank. He's a good manager, so I think they'll definitely do better than last season. They've made some good transfers, so I do see them doing better, but I don't know how good they'll do with their new manager. I don't see how that will work out, so we'll have to see, but I could be wrong, could be right. We'll have to wait and see. So now 8th, we have got Fulham. Now the reason why I've got Fulham 8th is because I think they're a good team, but they've got a great team already, but they haven't made the transfers to give them European football, in my opinion. They haven't made the right transfers to put them above where they would get the European football, but we'll see. Now, next, we've got 7th place, Manchester United. The reason why I've got Manchester United in 7th is because I see them doing a lot better than last season. They've made great transfers, and I see they're looking into Donnarumma. I see them looking into Sesko. So if they do get them, then I would put them definitely higher. I think Man United will have a great season, definitely get European football if they get those two. But for now, I've got them in 7th, which I don't think is too bad. I think that they've made great transfers, and I think that they'll do great. But yeah. Now in 6th, I've got Aston Villa. The reason why I've got Aston Villa in 6th is because they've got a great team. They've definitely got a team that will get European football, in my opinion. But the other clubs that I have put above them have already got a team that's good enough for European football, but have added to it and added great players to it. And I just don't see Aston Villa having added the great players and having improved the team so much. Now next, after Villa, in 5th place, I've got Newcastle. The reason why I put Newcastle in 5th place is because they've got Alanga, which is great, but they've had the world's worst transfer window in the fact that they were going to get Cunha and Buemo. They were going to get Ekitike, but just couldn't get any of them across the line. But they're going to lose Isak as well, which isn't great, but I do see them still having a good season. They've got a great team, and they've got Alanga, who's a great player. in my opinion. But I do think that could change if Isak definitely leaves. If he leaves, then I think they might get lower. But in 4th place, I've got Manchester City. The reason why I've put Manchester City in 4th is because I would have put them in 3rd. But the problem I see with them is they've added great players. But I just think Chelsea, Liverpool and Arsenal have just added just a tiny bit better players into their teams, in my opinion. But we'll have to see. 3rd place, we've got Chelsea. João Pedro, Liam Delap. They've got 2 great forwards. They've added all around their team. The only place that, in my opinion, I would change would be the keeper. But other than that, they've had a great transfer window. 2nd place, this is a very controversial one, but I've got Liverpool. And the reason Liverpool. And the reason why I've got Liverpool in 2nd place is because I love their transfers. Havertz, great player. Kirkes, great player. But and Ekitike, also a great player, and they might get Isak. They haven't got Isak yet though, which is the thing that I am not sure about, which is why obviously I think Arsenal have got Gyökeres, great player, and I just don't see them winning the Premier League again. And the team that I do see winning it is Arsenal, and the reason why is because Gyökeres, Zubimendi, Norgard, Kepa, great players, great additions to a team who's already great. But the only problem was, I think, injuries and not scoring enough goals. But with Victor Gyökeres on the team, I think they'll score enough goals, and I think that'll put them above to 1st place. And also, I feel like Arsenal have got so much pressure on them to win things that I feel like it's about time. Now that is currently my prediction for this season. It might change, and I might make an updated one right before the beginning of the season. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Make sure to put your opinions into the comments.